Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in our previous lecture we learned about some very basic tags used in HTML. So we learned about the heading tag, which was H1, the paragraph tag, which was P, and the horizontal tag, that was HR, and many more. So in our today's lecture we're going to learn about some very commonly used HTML tags. Along with that, we're also going to use some attributes today, and we're going to see how attributes work, what are the uses of attributes, and how do we use attributes. So without any further delay, let's begin. Okay guys, so as you can see, I have created a new file, then I have called it prac.html. It means practice. So now I'm going to autocomplete this syntax. HTML allows a feature in which you press a less than sign and then you enter H, and when you select HTML, it autocompletes everything. So in the title I'm going to write practice, as this is our practice session. And now in the body I am going to include a paragraph, a dummy paragraph. So I'm going to press a less than sign, I'm going to press L, and I can select lorem from over here. So guys, this is a dummy paragraph. We can test various attributes and elements on these paragraph. It doesn't really matter what it means. So for now I'm gonna close the P tag over here. I'm gonna save my file and let's run it. As you can see, my paragraph has been generated. So now the element I want to test over here is the block quote element. So let's test it. I'm going to say block quote, and I am going to close it over here. So one thing to notice guys, it doesn't really matter if you close the block quote after the P or before. It's going to perform the same function. So I'm going to just quickly save it. And now I'm going to refresh. As you can see, we have a margin on the left side and a margin on the right side. So block quotes basically are used when you have to give references, such as you want to quote someone saying, you want to put something into quotations, you want it to stand out, you want this text to stand out from your rest of the paragraph. So that's why you use a block quote element. So let's move on. Okay guys, so now we're going to test an other element that is known as center. So for that I will have to include an H1, that is our heading, and I will say this is a heading. I will save it. I will press Ctrl S, sorry about that, and now I'm going to refresh, and this is the heading. So our heading has appeared. So for now I want this heading to go into the center of the screen. So what do? I add a tag that is called center. I'm going to add it before H1 and close it after H1. I'm going to say Ctrl S, refresh. As you can see, our heading has moved into the center. So now moving on, we're going to test another tag that is known as mark, but for that I want to generate a paragraph first. So as you know, we can generate a dummy paragraph just like this, and we can add P over here, close P. Okay, perfect. Now I want this part to get highlighted. All of this line, I don't really know what this means, but that's not important right now. So we're gonna want to highlight all of this. So I'm gonna use a tag called mark, and we're gonna close mark over here. Control S again, refresh. As you can see, it has highlighted in yellow color. In the future videos when we learn CSS, we can also see how can we change this color into various other ones. Okay, so now let's move on. I'm going to erase this so that we don't get confused. Let's save the file. It's all clear now. So now the other tag that we want to learn today is the pre tag. It's called the PRE. So as you know, as I have discussed with you earlier, that in HTML you can't simply press enter and your text will not change its line. You have to include a tag that is called BR. It stands for line break. But let's see what happens when we do that in the pre tag. I'm going to say this is a practice, and I'm going to write this again and say this is a practice. Perfect. I'm going to close it, Control S, refresh. As you can see, this is a practice. It has appeared. You can also see there is a little variation in the font too. the size and the font. Both are a little bit different than paragraph. So now let's try to press enter over here. As you can see, I have pressed enter over here, and I will press Ctrl S, refresh, and as you can see, the text has moved down. It has taken the space, and for example, if I move it in the backspace like this, I give it a backspace, Ctrl S, enter. As you can see, it's moving where I want it to move without using any other tag. So for example, I want to put some spaces over here. I'm going to add some space over here. I'm going to say Ctrl S, and look at this, the spaces have appeared. So in the pre tag, whatever you will do will have an impact on your browser too. So this is a very useful tag sometimes, and you should keep that in mind. So let's move on. So the next tag that we want to learn for today is going to be the strong tag. It is used when you want to separate a piece of text from your paragraph because you want to show that it's important from the rest. So let's see how you can use it. So first, let's generate a dummy paragraph. Let's add a p tag. I'm going to add a p tag over here. Let's close it and let's run and see if it's working. It works perfectly. Now I'm going to add a strong tag over here. So let's add a strong tag, strong, and now I'm gonna close strong over here, Ctrl S, refresh. As you can see, all of this text has gotten bold. Of course, you can use bold over here too. You can just use B over here, but now you have options. You can either use strong or B. So the other tag that is similar to strong is going to be emphasize tag. For that, we're going to place it over here. We're going to emphasize all of this tag. I'm going to add EM as emphasize. Close it over here before the comma. Ctrl S. As you can see, the text has now gotten italic. It is also the same as I tag, but now you know two ways to do so. So now we're going to move to the next tag, and that is the ABBR tag. For that, I'm going to clear the screen. Okay, I'm going to save this, refresh, everything's gone. Okay, so now let's begin. So the ABBR tag, that stands for abbreviation. For example, I want to abbreviate USA. So the abbreviation to USA is United States of America. Let's see how you can do that. I'm going to add a paragraph. I'm going to say USA, and I'm going to close the paragraph. Ctrl S, let's refresh. As you can see, USA has appeared. So now what I want is that when I hover my mouse over USA, it says United States of America. Let's see how you can do that. You're going to add a tag called ABBR, which stands for abbreviation, and close it over here. I'm going to press Ctrl S, refresh. As you can see, nothing really happens or changes over here. The thing is that we do not have a title over here. So in this tag, I'm going to add a title. I'm going to say title, or I can just select this. And now I'm going to say United States, States of America. Ctrl S, refresh. As you can see, now United States of America appears. This is a very useful tag. It uses when you have to apply some abbreviations to some text or stuff like that. So let's move on. Okay guys, so the next tag that we're going to learn today is going to be the small tag. By its name, it also tells you that it is used to make the text small. So for example, I add a dummy paragraph over here, backspace, I close it over here, I press Ctrl S, refresh. As you can see, the text has gotten really small. So this is used when you have to produce warning messages or some copyright messages. It becomes really useful. So the other tag that we want to learn today is the sub and sub tag. So for that, we write a paragraph and we write H2O, and I close the paragraph. Let's save it and see what happens. So if I want the 2 to become really small and go on top of H, I will use a tag called SUP, sup. I will use it before 2 because I want the 2 to move up, and close it over here. as you can see right here. Control S, refresh. As you can see, 2 has moved up. So now if I want the 2 to come down over here, right over here below H, so for that I'm going to use SUB. I'm going to just change the P to B. I'm going to press Control S, refresh. As you can see, it has moved down. So guys, this was our lecture for today. I really hope that you enjoyed our lecture. Just don't forget to keep practicing, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.